What's going on, Pokey tubers and viewers? Today we are doing our celebrations tier list for all the product coming out for celebrations between English and Japanese. This video is more of a video of what should I buy now if I have to choose. I want to say up front that this video is not about buying which product to get the most value per pack for opening. So if you can get it just to open at retail, then just get what you can get. This is more of if I'm looking to buy something sealed or something that I think is going to be growing in value for my collection. What should we try to buy? We're going to try to just use a little bit of the analysis from Shining Fates and some of their most recent sets to see what's the best thing to buy, to hold, and what maybe be printing longer as we go into Fusion Strikes, and then VMAX Climax if that comes over to international here. So this is just a little breakdown of that, and I wanted to give you guys what I'm kind of doing, what I'm focusing on. I've made a little tier maker here, so we're going to do like an S through D tier and go over how I'm personally ranking the stuff, and hopefully give you guys some tips here on what to do if you are deciding to collect the sealed product. This collection here compared to Generations and the 20th anniversary, I think this has a lot more options for sealed collectability, which you know this channel is based on a lot of sealed collecting, and that's kind of been the focus. And we've also put a focus on Japanese products, so we do have a couple of those items here to conclude those in our rankings. So we are going to try to base this on, if you had to pick a product right now, if depending on your price range, what you would buy to hold based on the likeliness and how long it'll print. If you saw with Shining Fates, you saw certain products disappeared quicker. Same thing with Champion's Path. ETBs came back out, but then Marnie Premium collection boxes disappeared. So there's a lot of stuff like that comes into play. I do think we will probably see an overall little shorter printing than Shining Fates. I just think more is backing up against behind celebrations than we had for Shining Fates, even though we are still getting ETBs and some other product like that. I'm also just going to rank into the overall collectability, the displayability of some of these products, and we'll go from there. So before we do the tier maker, let's just take a look on TCPG Player at the current market of some of these items. So on here, this obviously doesn't include Japanese product, but we've got the Ultra Premium Collection, probably the #1 product here in English at retail, about like $130, and resales up to like $400 at this point, coming with those 4 gold cards. 2 are what you're in the Japanese box, and the other 2, I'm not sure if we're going to see those in Japanese yet at this moment. I've seen a little bit of stuff about print to order and stuff like that, but right now we're at a lottery system on the Japanese side. And this one, allocations from talking to people who get them, just not very good, not very high. So it's not something we've typically seen just sitting inside of Targets, either in Walmart's right off the bat from the first couple weeks. So we don't even know if that's going to be in your regular retail. We've got the Celebrations Memory Collection from GameStop, which is the combination of the Dark Sylveon and Charizard V boxes. We've got the Pikachu Premium Collection, the mini display tins, which some people say that's your best value for just getting single packs. Should be able to get those in stores. You got your ETB. We've got our ETB for Pokemon Center. We've got the Pikachu V Union box. We've got the Collector's Chest and the Zacian Level X. Those are the main things here in English that are available on TCG Player. The Amazon Prime box is not on here. So if you guys aren't familiar with the Prime box, that's a full black box Prime collection. Has the booster packs, other TCG booster packs, the 4-pocket binder. You've got the 4 oversized cards, which you can see there. You get the Trocticity, the Hydrogen, the Mimikyu, and the Dragapult. So that's just kind of showing that there. I haven't even seen that come out for order yet, so that could be coming up shortly. And then on the Japanese side, we have the gold box, which is comparable to our Ultra Premium collection in terms of the 2 gold cards. If you look at the 15th anniversary box that Tord actually has one of those, there's videos on the channel, it's like $2,000 box. And I'm not saying stuff's going to get there that quick, but that's a 10-year hold period on that. We have, over in Japanese, we have the booster boxes, which have kind of cropped my picture, which is the gold packs. And if you guys aren't aware, every 4 packs you buy of the gold packs, you get 1 pack with 1 card with the white pack that has basically the 25 secret rares. I do like the Japanese logo better. I like the little 25 over the Pikachu head. But right now the pre-orders on the Japanese booster box is way up there compared to retail price. So that's something we have to weigh in. And I think as the set comes out, the Japanese stuff will actually drop more significantly and more quicker than the English, just because right now the barrier entry for the world is a little bit different. So starting off with the ranks here and the display, I'm going to put in the S tier, which is the number 1 thing that I'm waiting to target, is the gold Pikachu box. Now, in terms of contents of the box, you get the 2 gold cards. You get like a little promo deck thing. We're not exactly sure what's in that. That could make or break this box. I have not seen exactly what's in that. You can see that in the top left of the picture. Mostly migrating with this is just the display and collectability. I consider this the number 1 piece coming out of the entire collection. You saw in the 20th anniversary we had the Rockets briefcase, which was about like $500-600 on eBay even back in like 2016. And you've seen what those cards have done. It's a little bit different of a product, but this is a really nice celebration of Pikachu here again for the 25th anniversary. I think the lowest I've seen on eBay is like $688, and we saw the lottery starting to come out there, and there's supposed to be more printing, but I mean it still might be limited to 1 person. So I've had, until those preprint rumors, I had my buy price like hopefully dropping between $400 and $500. If I was going to buy 1 piece to say I've got a piece of the 25th anniversary, I would go with the golden Pikachu box. Now on that same level, we're going to put the Ultra Premium Collection. At this point, we know we have the 4 cards in there, the 2 gold, the Pikachu, and the Pokeball, as well as the base set Pikachu and the Charizard. What we don't 100% know is if the Pikachu and the Charizard cards in that are going to be gradable by PSA. A lot of these products, if you're spending this much money, maybe $250, $300 on this one, depending on where you can get it. If you can't get it for retail, which is becoming just, I've not seen an opportunity to buy it for retail. Do you even want to open it to grade? Would you rather buy the singles if someone else is willing to open it? That's what it comes down to. If you see a lot of the stuff I've done on the channel, Poncho Pikachu boxes, I've never opened that stuff. I just like the display. I love how that stuff looks. If I really want it, I'll go out and buy the single to grade. So we really haven't done that a lot. So these are my top 2 S tier. Even though there may be reprints, I think the demand will constantly stay there to keep these prices a little bit higher. I don't think you're going to walk in and see these on the shelf anywhere. Are just so much out there that you can just constantly get it for the normal retail price. A little bit more storage there in terms of size, but I don't really know how big the gold Japanese box will be at this point. It's kind of hard to tell. But those are my top 2 S tier pieces. So moving on to, I think I'm going to go down to A tier here with the Amazon Prime collection. Now, Amazon could just pump out as many as they want. Print to order, we don't know 100% yet. But it being like, the look of it is a little bit just completely different than the rest of the collection, because most of the boxes have a lot of white colors on them. This is completely black. Only similarities really is if you look at the Pokemon Center exclusive ETBs, that is got the black on that. So that's a little bit different. So I'm considering this A tier right now. If you see it pop up, Amazon, this is one that you might have a chance to get for retail in the A tier category when it does finally drop out. And moving on to the next product, I'm also going to throw up the Pokemon Center ETBs. I do feel like there's going to be another round or 2 of printing these possibly for people to order, or print to order possibly, but I think this is really like kind of marking the ground of like Pokemon Center ETBs are different and they're collectible, because you've seen what happened with the other sets that just came out. They're like, well, we kind of botched that. Here's this little thing to make it up to you, because we didn't actually make it like the exclusive thing we were selling it as. It looks different. I'd like to see how the size, the pictures kind of look like it's going to be bigger than the normal ETB. So I'm going to put that in A tier. Another product here I'm going to throw into A tier is the Japanese booster box, for the, not necessarily to open them, but just to display. Nice and compact. You know how like Shiny Star V have the premium boxes, the size. Definitely see that as myself trying to pick up a case of 20 at some point to put away. Just really nice looking display. The packs are really cool. The artwork on the box is cool. And that's some of the stuff that when you saw like the CP6, Shiny Star V, just boxes like that on the Primo sets usually have that really good art, really collectible, great displays. Another thing here, I think we're going to move down to B tier at this point. I'm going to start with the tins here, the Charizard and Sylveon V. I don't think it's 100% clear how all these tins are going to come out. If you look at the previous sets, the V boxes were the tins, and you look at Shining Fates, you had tins come out, and then you had those random V boxes of the tins, and then those boxes disappeared. They weren't very prominent outside of Walmart. So it just really depends on if they want to pull the trigger on the tins or pull the trigger on the V boxes. I personally prefer the tins because they're smaller, they don't damage as easily, especially just even like factory damage. The V boxes, just stacking them up the plastics. I like the hard, thick boxes that don't have windows. You can see that on my ranking so far. We're not putting any of the V boxes here up high. So we really don't know how hard those are going to come out and where exactly they're going to be. And they are a little bit different here, and they're dark, the dark colors, the black, the gray. So, and you get just a little window in the Charizard. I didn't separate them out. I just kind of put them on the same tier. The other products on B tier, and the only reason I'm putting this in here, the mini tin, is because if you can manage to order enough to get a display, the display is really awesome, featuring all those different generation starters with a little 25 symbol. So I'm putting that only in the B tier because of the potential for a sealed display. If you're just picking them up at the store, I put this in a much lower tier as singles because the overall color scheme doesn't fit the rest of the collection in the same way. So that is another item in B tier. I think we also need to put the Pikachu figure box here in B tier as well. This is a bigger box with like a plastic front. Not necessarily my favorite thing to store. It doesn't look like it's fully concealed in plastic. I had some stuff from the 20th anniversary that from moving it around and moving that we got the plastic rip. So I just opened it up, took the generation cards out and the Mew and Mewtwo promos. But this looks like it's just a normal box, not completely concealed in plastic. So that's like, you got to evaluate that if you're going to be storing this kind of stuff. This is something that I could see being just the first couple weeks, couple months maybe, and then gone forever. So I definitely, if you got the 130, or no, it's like 80 retail, 120-ish, 130 right now for some of the resale, I would put that right there. And I'm actually going to put the, I think we're going to do the Pikachu V Union box on the B tier. I think this is the coolest of the V boxes. Just look at the V Union Pikachus. This one I could see routinely coming out, kind of like the Crobat and the Dragapult premium collections came out for Shining Fates, which we're kind of getting down to the rest of this product here that I see it routinely coming out, which is what's driving down a little bit of its value here. And then last on the B tier is the combined GameStop exclusive box. If they don't do another run of this, this will become way more collectible, but if GameStop can do more runs, I'm sure they will for the money. So we're going to put it on B tier, not really being 100% confident that GameStop's not going to do more runs of that. It's a pretty cool box too, look, because you're getting both in there, and you got that Charizard coin, which for some people, I would love the greatest coins. I have some set aside. That's another one. So surprisingly, I'm going to put the ETBs down the C tier just for the sole purpose of, I think, when it comes to like moving forward and printing other sets, ETBs seems to be Pokemon's moneymaker, going to be completely coming out. But I personally would be targeting a case of ETBs, maybe 2 for my sealed collection. Really would rather prefer to get the Pokemon Center ETBs if I could. But it is really cool if you can manage to find a sealed case of the ETBs and have that sealed on it with the display. I don't know if anyone's going to be able to get their hands on like an actual full sealed thing of the Pokemon Center ETBs unless you got some kind of connection that would have that. But I'm going to put it on C tier. I think this will be constantly coming out, probably for up until the next better part of the year, I would guess. So that is another C tier. I'm going to put the Pokemon single pack from Japanese. Right now the market's like 40, 50, 60 bucks. And if you look at the collection, I think these single prices packs should come way down because the 25 cards in there are not necessarily, I think, as singles going to be even worth the amount of the pack. And we really aren't 100% sure until these come out. Can you put a light up to them? Can you weigh anything? Does any of the cards weigh different? You don't really know that. It kind of stinks they broke it out like that, but the single pack does look cool. But in terms of storing single packs, not something I really want to do. But I think if you want to collect sealed, this one single pack, if you had to get one, display it, is pretty neat on its own. And I think we're going to also put the final item in the C tier is the Charizard box. I see this one routinely coming out along with ETBs. But it is Charizard, so just take that as the premium of why this is C tier and not D tier in my eyes. And then the last 4 items we're going to put down in the D tier. I think if we ever get to the point of seeing the celebrations just sitting on the shelf, these are kind of the items that are going to be sitting there. When you look at when Champion's Path is coming out, stuff like that, the V boxes started to sit. The fatigue started to set in with opening. As I said, I don't really like storing these kind of products, and I think these are the lower end of exclusivity in terms of being able to get them for retail. The lunchbox, I'm really not a fan of lunchboxes. Just imagine trying to store that and whatever else. It's really, that's like usually your last product. That and like Pokeballs, that's what's sitting on the shelf. So just to review, S tier for me, I would like to personally target the gold Pikachu box at 500 or below. I like to get like 4 to 6 of Japanese booster box promo stuff like this, like the Marnie box, the Nessa box, the Kanazawa box. Ultra Premium Collection, I would like to at some point get like 3 because I really want to know if those cards are gradable. If I could get multiple for close to retail, I would grade the Charizard and Pikachu Golds if they are gradable. On the A tier, I would like to get a case of make my own case of the Pokemon Center ETBs. I'd like to get a 20 rack of the Celebrations Japanese booster boxes. And the Prime thing, if I could run into it, just get a couple of those. I'm not really sure how big those are. Those honestly might be bigger than the Ultra Premium Collection. It's really hard to tell 100%. Down on the B tier, I have personally ordered a case of mini tins. They said if I ordered the set amount, they would ship a sealed case. So that's something I always target. You see with regular sets, I will always try to order a case of B&Bs just because the displays are so cool. The Pikachu figure collection, if I'm spending money, that's one I'm probably going to leave. I can see the value in it. I'm just not big on the figures. You do have that promo, the Hands Up Pikachu, that we haven't got in English to this point. I think in Japanese, it's a pretty expensive card. I have a couple of grading right now. The Pikachu V Union box, I would just buy those, a couple to have sealed displayed. Maybe if we could fit 6 in the box, call it a case. The Charizard celebrations here, like I said, if it's based on the GameStop print run, that could affect it, but that's not something I'm just going to be going after. If you posted a bunch of this stuff at once, that's not the first link I'm going to click on the B tier. And the 10s, I definitely would like to have some of those just for myself. I like I said, those could just disappear, or they go all V boxes. It's really hard to know. C tier ETBs, going to get me a case of those, maybe 2, but I'm not going to stress about getting those right now. When it comes to ordering product, going to target higher. The single packs, if they drop down, maybe, but I'm looking for singles on the Japanese side when it comes to opening stuff like that. Charizard box, you saw I got some of those already. We ripped them. Don't think I'll be saving any of those. And then everything on the D tier, just either rip it for fun, open the packs. Don't really see the long-term growth on those products. So it is kind of ranked like price-wise, but not necessarily really, 100%. But do not stress if you can't get stuff right away. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you are going to be just looking to open, get whatever you can from MSRP. Don't worry about this has more value, this has more value. If you can get it, just get it and open it and enjoy it. But if you're a sealed collector or looking for that long-term value hold, this is my ranking right here. So if anything I missed, or you guys have different opinions, or what you're going to do here, or you want help trying to find some of this product, maybe through some of the websites and stuff that we normally shop at, uh, feel free to DM me in Discord. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you thumbs up. And if you haven't seen it yet, we already opened some celebrations here on one of our latest videos. So head over there. We got awesome pulls. And we'll be doing an upcoming live stream of doing celebrations breaks, giving away packs, stuff like that. We're giving away 2 ETBs to Patreon members. And we're giving out some sealed product for the pre-orders. So, like I said, if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're new. That's all I got here. Hope you guys enjoy celebrations, and hope you can find the product that you want. Thank you guys for watching.